Would you please welcome Reverend, no, I'm putting a reverend on you. Oh, Lord, Rickie. I may be prophesying, I don't know. Would you please welcome Rickie Byars-Beckwith. Give her your... Turn me on. Oh, I'm on. Turn me on. Thank you. Woo! I just said, turn me on. And I just think that's what we're here to do, to be turned on. First of all, I am just honored to be here. I was honored at the invitation. That really made me feel good. I just got to put it that way. And when she said, if you see me doing this, I'm really trying to find the light, because I know that on a stage, sometimes there are dark spots, and I'm Libra, so I want to be looking good. And plus I'm dark, so I want to be seen. Where does Cat stand? It don't get darker than Cat. If you can see Cat, you can see me. Well, okay, I can just remember Cat. That Cat is something else. What? And then when I heard Rhoda's voice yesterday, I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but I was like, oh man, she's making me remember something from my youth. Even though she's way, way, way younger than I am, there's a vibration in her voice that is just so rich. And then this morning, I heard it. It was Mahalia Jackson. Like, she's got that thing Mahalia had, you know? It's like, it's like, and you just go like, oh. And that's the power of vibration. That's the power of, it's not just the power of, it is the power of music, but music is vibration, and we are vibrational beings. So when we hear a word, but really when we hear a song, and then when we sing a song, but then when we live a song, then we can say that we got turned on. You know, so thank you for turning me on. Okay, because I am turned on and I'm turned up. I love the thing, stand up, show up, speak up, all of the, you know, the speak up, stand up, show up. Is that right? Stand up, speak up, show up. It feels like stand up, speak up, show up for your rights, you know, Bob Marley. That's a good one. You might want to do that. Stand up, speak up, show up for your rights. But Jack, when he got up here, when Darlene speaks, when they do what they do it with a certain authority. And I like that. I don't have that. God gave me something else, right? And it's all out of the box. But I got such respect for the ministers who step in. They go like, and God said, and the master, you know, and they speak from this place of knowing what they've learned and what they've lived. I speak from that, but I don't speak like they do, but I got a great appreciation for it. But what I am is just plain old Rickie, you know. So when they say Reverend Rickie, I go like, maybe not yet, you know, maybe not yet. I think maybe in a couple of more years, but not ministerial school. I lasted 2 months in ministerial school. I was like, nope, this ain't for me. You know, it's not for me. Because the people that were teaching me, you know, they had been in the choir, so I knew, you know, it's like, this is not my learning field. You know, this is not for me right now. For me, it's to listen to the songs of God. For me, it is to go beyond what I've known in terms of community. For me, it's to stand up for those who I consider would appreciate my voice and what it is that they need to know and do. So my life has been that kind of like dance. It's like a dance. And I've appreciated having the years to grow up and to become who it is that I'm becoming. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for being here this long and not leaving yet, okay? I'm gonna get better. You gotta know how to laugh or you ain't gonna do good this morning. Okay, I'm just telling you. Yeah. So this morning when I woke up, I didn't do it with an alarm clock. I knew that Gail, my beautiful helper this weekend, Gail Ray, she really took good care of me. I'm just trying to see how y'all gonna do it. All right, okay? She really took good care of me, but she had given me my directions. And she said, I want to be there at 8:35. Well, it was supposed to be 8:40, so she says, I want to be there at 8:35. So when I woke up, it was 7:35. And I knew with all the packing and the things that I needed to do, that there was no way I was going to be there at 8:35. And then it occurred to me, is that it's like, she's there to help me. I'm not there to satisfy Gail. You know, Gail, this is the conversation in my head. I said, I'm not here to satisfy Gail. Gail was supposed to be helping me. Okay, so I was like, well, you know, I can be ready by 8:45. So I sent her a text that I would not be ready until 8:45. And then I just went about the things I needed to do to pull things together. And everything that I was doing, I'm thinking of balance. I'm thinking of the joy and the love that I felt in this community. I was thinking about yesterday. I was thinking about not being rushed or pushed. I was thinking about all the beautiful things that were given to me in my room, the dates, the blueberries. And I was thinking about what was I going to wear, because I wasn't going to wear this. I ironed something else. I ironed 2 other outfits in that time. But I thought it was going to be so cold. I was like, I'm not going to be freezing today, because it was cold yesterday. So I was like, no, I'm not wearing white linen. I'm going to wear what I had on Friday. You know, like these people haven't seen it yet. So anyway, I said, even if they have seen it, they'll think that I'm a nun. So, you know, so right. So, okay, so, and I got this thing. Well, okay, so anyway, so I'm doing this thing, and I just do the things at the shower, then I make my shake. I do all these wonderful things. I'm totally out of time and space. I don't know what time it is, but I knew that I was in God's time. I did. I knew I was in God's time. And I kid you not, I packed up everything. I left everything meticulous in my room in terms of, I just don't like things all over the place. It's like I put it together, packed it, because I think those things are spiritual practice. I think the way we live our lives, the things we do moment to moment, determine whether there are wars in the world. And they're not little things. The kind of foods we buy, the kind of things we put in our mouths, the kind of ways we build schools, the educational system. I think it all feeds into everything. And that we, have this notion that we can put a person in office that can solve all the problems of the world, and it will never happen, because we are the world, because we are it. It's happening inside of us. And so that whole beyond becomes right now with me. It becomes a right now. And I'm right now in this space, putting all these things together, getting the room ready. And then when I was done, I packed up everything. I even went to my sister's room. This is my sister Ansela, who came to hear me speak. And she's so beautiful. She's always been beautiful. She's been that person all my life. That's who my sister's been. So anyway, I had to go down and get her iron the dress that I did not wear. Okay, I'm glad I only ironed the front of it, really. So, which would have been classic Rickie. But anyway, so I'm right. I'm saying, well, I look good in the front. So I'm saying, no, I can't I don't have time to do that. I'm not wearing white. It's going to be cold in the sanctuary anyway. So I just wear this thing. So I'm doing all these things, but in the midst of it, I'm at peace. And I'm happy. And I'm remembering the stories behind the clothes and the people who gave them to me. It's like I'm in this heaven state of mind that includes you. That includes you. That includes the love from this community. And I was just so thankful. And then when I was all done and packed, I called the bellman. All the lines were busy. Everything was busy. So I said, okay, I got to assemble this stuff so that I can carry it myself. Because that's something, people who pack suitcases too heavy for them to carry, that is not intelligent. You should pack what you can carry. If you can't carry it, you shouldn't pack it. Okay, so there it was. That's a real education. So there, I'm packing it, to get everything ready, and then I leave my room and I stroll to the elevator. I don't know what time it is, but I'm just knowing it's good. I get to the elevator and I get to the elevator and I get on and I go to the floor, to the lobby, and the door opens and there's Gail. There's Gail. I mean, the timing on that couldn't have been more perfect. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, no, you're right on time. You know, we're right on time. So when we're doing what is ours to do, we will be on time. We will know what is ours to do. We will enter at the time that we're supposed to enter. And nobody else defines that. You get to define when you enter and where you enter. You know, no matter what it looks like, we still have something to say about it. Now, I was born in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was born in a segregated South. And when I hear stories about segregated South, I hear stories about apartheid in South Africa. I've been to South Africa. I was in South Africa before the election of Nelson Mandela. I mean, when I was there, we were putting the white people down in the van. Okay, that's what we were doing. And they were having all kinds of problems like, oh, I've never been through this before. I was like, yeah, I have. You know, it's like, no, don't worry about it. You're going to be okay. But it was like, because they were okay. Because there was love. But when in the South that I grew up in, what I remember were not the good old days of the South. There were no good old days. You know, the days are the days that they're the good old days of my youth, though. The good old days of my youth. Like, I remember love. I remember songs. I remember stories. I remember us getting together, connecting. I remember great church. I remember having teachers who cared about me, who knew my parents, who would say, I know your mama. You know, I know who your mother is. You know, so you know they know your mom. And before you got home, they had already called. You know, that was the way life was. So when you read the history and you read how certain things, you know, you hear words that have been written down, it's not necessarily the truth. It is just some facts or some information. You hear what I'm saying? It's facts or information. But we get to determine what happens in our life. It's like, even if I'm in prison, I get to determine where my focus is. I get to say, this is so for me. You know, this is so. Nobody can tell me who I am. They can think they're telling me, but it's me that accepts who I am, what I am, where I am. Where am I? I'm in the universe. What am I? I am a star child. You know, I'm a child of God. You know, what am I here for? To connect with you, to shine the light of God everywhere I go. That's what I'm here to do. So if the government looks really messed up and you are charged by it, it's like, well, the question is how, and Marianne, she touched up on this yesterday when there was a question about, you know, letting the country crumble, watching it crumble, which I thought was a great idea. And Marianne was like, no, we don't let it crumble. We show up. And she says, but you can't show up with contempt. But I'm thinking like, but yeah, you don't. You got to, if you're going to do that, if you're going to do work in government, that is when you bring your spirituality. And that's what she said. But I don't know if it was felt really in the group. You know, when we go to make a better change, we got to go better. We can't go like the energy we're meeting, right? We got to go better. That's why places like this matter, because we get to clear away the stuff inside of ourselves that is convoluted. We get to reprogram, we get to, they say, God's love redefines my existence. You know, a great lyricist said that. I believe that was the line I wrote. You know, you know, it's like, you know, and so when we go, because I'm going into government, not national politics, not like that. I'm building something that is tremendous. You know, so these things that we're doing step by step, the thoughts that we're having, thought by thought, the breath that we're taking in and out, really says the kind of life that we're living. If I'm rushing all the time, I'm having a rushing life. And my body is rushed. My cells feel rushed. My heart feels rushed. If I'm taking my time, it says to myself, it's like, you know what? We're good. We're good. What's most important is that this is good first. And then maybe I'll be some good when I come here. All right, so that's my sermon. Okay. Oh, I wanted to read something. Here I go. Oh, you guys are dangerously equipped to do the right thing. I wanted to read something that I read this morning before I sing, and hopefully take you to that place that I live from. This is a book that's falling apart. Looking for 51. Okay, that's 50. Sing amongst yourselves. Okay. Well, I can't find the 51, page 51. I got to get another. The name of this book it's a book by Krishnamurti, who is somebody I'm reading right now. He's a brilliant teacher and who passed away, but oh my God, he left something on the playing field. Education and the Significance of Life. And he's talking about education and kind of what education means and why it is necessary. So I am very involved in education these days. And in fact, my educational model really would make you laugh, because it doesn't have a curriculum. It's the uncurriculum. My education, my community is my curriculum. So I am the community advocate. Community is my curriculum. And I feel like if a child shows up in a community of people who love, and that community is sharing with the child what the community loves to do, what individuals love to do, like if there's a tailor in the group, if there's a mechanic, if there's a draftsman, an architect, there's a chef, a cook, there's people who learn, this is a room full of people. What is it that you love to do? What is it that you do well? Facility groups. What do you do well? Not now, but what is it that you love to do, that you did in your life maybe, that you really did and maybe you retired from, but that you loved it? Anybody? No? A music teacher? So you would be teaching music. You would be, with children, not just children though, grown-ups too. Anybody who loved the music. So in my educational model, it's not just little kids at school. It's anybody who wants to learn, and they're all learning together. Because you will find musicians who play, there are other ways to learn music than a bunch of children the same age in the same class. Children learn best music from masters, from being around people like him and like them and coming and being a part of their environment. Then they begin to vibrate to their level. Y'all know what I'm saying? Yes. It's just like, at my school, what we're learning this month is who showed up and what they had to teach, and they will teach it well, and everybody who's involved in it will be all engaged in it. And there is also a very high technology part of it, because these children come here knowing the technology already. It's in them. They already know. So technology's got to be a part of it. It can't be, well, we don't have any computers here at our school. No, you need them, because when they leave your organic one-on-one human thing, they're going to go right to their computer because they love it. And so we need to incorporate that. So what I'm building takes me way into technology, which is not my thing. I am the organic queen, but I got to have respect for innovation, the development of software and design. Oh, that's part of the thing I'm building. Okay, all right. But I had to meet these people in city government to do it. I got to meet the city councilman. And they've all been blown away by my little heart when I started to talk about my vision for what it is, what it means. Now there are politicians. So many times their vision has been so scraped along the way just to get elected. It's like they're just holding on sometimes to a little morsel of humanity. Because politics can be very, very, very Interesting. Okay, but when I get in there and I show up as myself, who I am, something in them shows up of who they really are. And it's like they go like, wow, we need this. So as we go into government, or we go into the demonstrations, or we build whatever it is, let's do what His Holiness the Dalai Lama shared with me a long time ago. Let's make friends along the way. Let's make friends along the way. Making friends here, getting friendly inside, loving who we are, serving the highest and the best to who we are, but not at the expense of somebody else, and knowing how to share, yeah. So this song, I could talk for 3 days, okay. I got a lot to say. It's been storing up for 29 years. Okay. So I was going to do another song, but I'm going to do this one. Oh, Lord. All right, let's see if we can get a good piano sound here. Thank you. All right. Yeah. I didn't get the words up on the screen, but I know that you will get them, all right? Because they're not hard. Okay, so love, 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 everybody. Repeat after me. Love, 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 everybody. Love, 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 everybody. Love, love, love when it's hard to love. Love, love, love when it's hard to love. When it's hard to love. Okay, no. I'm just saying. Okay, love, our loving will change the world, because that's what changes it. It's our loving. So this song came. I love this song. It goes like this. Love, 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 everybody. Love, 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 when it's hard to love. Love, our loving will change the world. Next verse is share who you are. So this is my whole sermon today. Okay, love, and who are you gonna love? Everybody. Not just the people who look like you. You're gonna love everybody. And listen, if I'm writing this, it wasn't about you. It was about me. It was about me. So that's why I wrote it, because I needed to know that I gotta love everybody, regardless. I've gotta love everybody. All right? So I needed to remember that. Okay, so I'm making you sing my lesson. Okay. That's what Jesus did. Jesus made you, he taught what he needed to learn, So love, so the next one, so it's love, 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 everybody. Love, 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 when it's hard to love. Love, our loving will change the world. Now this says share who you are. Share who you are, and share when it's hard to share. Our sharing will change the world. So if you're holding back on your gifts, all right, that's a sin. All right. Share. 2, 3, 4. Share who you are. Share who you are, and share when it's hard to share. Our sharing will change the world. Okay, you're gonna love this. Sing all together. Sing all together. All together. Sing. When it's hard to sing. Our singing will change the world. Let me tell you why you need to sing. I feel like Jack LaLanne. Students, Okay. Because singing together connects us very quickly. So it's really what I love about this community is that you're singing. You know, that you're singing, Stand By Me, that you're feeling the connection. You're feeling it through the music. You got a really great music program. You really do. You should give yourselves a hand on that. I mean, give her a hand. Give them a hand. You know, because I've seen communities where the musicians were very good. No, but these other communities where the musicians were very good, but there was no love inside of the group. You see, there's got to be loving when they're doing it, so that when you sing, you feel invited and you don't feel stiff. We need to do something about this music. It's killing me. It's killing me. I know it's killing the church. You know, so what do you want? You know, so you got a team here that really does a great job, you know, because you're singing all together. All right? Yeah. And why is our singing changing the world? Because your music is making you better. Because we're connecting beyond words. We're connecting in the spirit. That's what it means. So here I'm back over here. Let's do this. I like that. Sing all together. 3, 4. Sing, sing, sing all together. Sing, sing, sing. When it's hard to sing, sing. Our singing will change the world. Now care for each other. All right? Care, care, care for each other. Care for the ones who need care. For the ones who need care. Our caring will change the world. Let me tell you about this. Okay. Care. Students, care for the ones who need care. Like right now, I'm caring, we're caring for our mother. Okay, my mom is 91 years old. Now, there was a 91-year-old here. There's probably a couple, but there's one in particular that was on fire with energy. She's tough, you know, and she's the kind of 91 that she's got it going on, you know, but we still need to make sure she's good, okay? We got to make sure she's good. Now, that's what you're doing anyway. But she was like, oh, man, 91. My mother has that kind of heart, but she doesn't have that kind of agility. My mother needs help. Okay, she was in a car accident, and then a few years later, another car accident, which really left her in a situation where she needs somebody to help her pull up her pants. And this was a very independent woman. My mom, they knew her at Costco's, Target, Walmart. What was it? Macy's. I mean, she likes to go and get things for the house to make it look good. She doesn't care. She's learning about globalization. It's taken me some time to get that, you know, in, but she's learning, you know. I was like, you know, you got to look at, these things are inexpensive, but you got to look at what costs, Mom. You got to look at, you know, who's making it, or the people who making this stuff. She said, yeah, but we need some cups. Yeah, okay. So it's time for me to care for her, to be there for her, you know. And it's like care for the ones who need care. My caring is changing the world, our caring. And so now she is like really keeping me awake. So now she moved back into my life. She was with my sisters and you know, because sometimes in families, you know, all the brothers and sisters caring ain't equal. Y'all know what I'm saying? I know y'all know, because this ain't just my family, where some people care a little bit more than others, you know, and, you know, but we care, right, sis? We got it going on. So, and we love to care for her. It is our joy to care for my mom, to be there for her. So, and my mom can be interesting. Ooh, but okay. Where was I? I was going to say something that's very important. Oh, yeah. So, in my journey with my mother, because she's like, you know, let's make a deal. Price is right. And then Family Feud, Jeopardy, and Wheel of Fortune. Okay, that's what she's looking at. 2 of them in the morning, 3 at night. So that's her thing. As I was like, Mom, let's look at some news. And then I take her to a very progressive news cable place. I know my time is, how's my time? 5 minutes. Okay, so I take her to this place, and it's called The War and Peace Report by Amy Goodman. And Amy Goodman is a bad mamma jamma because you can get what's really happening in the world. She connects it, and it's not, it's not the regular news. It's what's going on and how people are dealing with it. It is the War and Peace Report. So I let my mom look at the War and Peace Report, and when it was over, she was like, wow. 91, she goes like, so what are your plans for making the world a more loving and caring humanity? And I was like, And then I remembered, I'm doing it. Okay, all right, okay.